Good morning, children of God. So good to have you all with us today. Based on what's going on in my world, sometimes the question would come, what are my world leaders going to do? Here we go. Every man is a world leader. You are a world leader. You reign supreme over your own thoughts and feelings. We're going to talk more about that as we move forward today. Let's stand. Let's join together and sing in the silence. In this moment, love is here. Peace is here. Truth is here. God is here. And we take a moment. O loving Father, Mother God, we acknowledge your presence, moving in and through us in this moment. This day, we choose to be open and receptive and responsive to your instruction and to your guidance. This day, we are grateful to come together, to worship, to sing, and to pray in the name, in the nature, in the power of the Christ. Amen.
We're now going to have the reading of the daily word, and Sharon's going to do that for us.
Good morning. Good morning. Today is Sunday, November 15th, and the lesson today is healthy choices. I make healthy choices in all areas of my life, especially around Thanksgiving and Christmas. Today brings many opportunities to experience life in healthy and fulfilling ways. I listen for divine guidance as I consider choices, decisions, actions, and words. I wait for the still, small voice within. As I attune to God, answers come quickly. I trust the still, small voice, for I know it comes from God. Regularly turning within in prayer while tuning in to the divine guidance I receive helps me to nourish and support my health. I trust my inner wisdom to guide me in what to say and do and how to live and interact with others in a healthy way. In all areas of my life, I trust that I am led towards what is best. In the silence, I receive inspiration, and in trust, I listen. I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never be hungry, and whoever believes in me will never be thirsty. That's John chapter 6, verse 35.
For those of you who are expecting perfection, ta-da! The front story of that, when in doubt, we like to tell the front story, is that Steve and I worked together and said this morning, now I want you to check this song. We went through each and every verse of the first song you sang today. He went, yeah, that's perfect. And we both sat down. Remind me, Steve, the next time we do that, to check all of the slides. It's perfect no matter what. We know it is. It's just sometimes it's perfecter than others. Oh. Yep, getting perfecter and perfecter. One of the practices for getting perfecter is to remember who you are and to give power of your voice to that statement of truth. Let's take our affirmation together. I am a child of the living God. I have within me the all-creating power of the Christ. It radiates from me and blesses all whom I contact. I am now in the presence of pure being and immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I am now in the presence. Let's rest into that with Stephen, I believe. I believe. I trust. I have faith. Having spoken these words of the truth of us, gently now, easily, we move to that place where Jesus called our secret place, our inner closet. And as we do so this morning, we follow his instruction to close the door as we enter in. We close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I should have done. We close the door on those thoughts and feelings of what I have yet to do this day. And for one holy moment, we rest. In our prayers, we are learning to ask. It is here in the stillness and in the silence that answers come. Perhaps in a word, life, love, peace, harmony. Regardless of how it comes to you this day, know it comes wrapped in love. In this moment, all my needs are met, and I am blessed. This day, I reach out and claim these gifts that come to me freely, easily. In this moment, I immerse myself in them. And as I do so, every cell of my being responds in love. And I am lifted up. In the stillness, a small, still voice You are my beloved child, in whom I am well pleased. And in this knowing, I am blessed. I remember I am a channel through which good flows into my world. Right here, right now, I open that channel wide. From me, through me, good flows. And in this knowing, I am blessed. First, into this place, this now, this room, joining with other thought of like mind, growing in strength and in power, touching each and every one of God's children, bringing light, love, healing. And in this knowing, I am blessed. I choose to continue to be a blessing. From me, through me, good flows from this place into our spiritual community, wherever that might be this day. Healing blessing into our city, our state. Love flows, good flows. And in this knowing, I am blessed. I choose to continue to be a blessing. From me, through me, good flows. Across our state, across our country. Touching, healing, blessing. around our world. And in this knowing, we affirm, regardless of appearance, I am there. Good is there. Love is there. This day, we hold that vision. Peace, order, harmony. And in this sharing, I am blessed. I choose to continue to be a blessing from me, through me. Good flows across our universe. And I know that in spirit and in truth, we are never separate one from the other. Somewhere, somewhen, someone is saying, thank you, thank you, thank you. For in this moment, the gifts that have come from you, through you, are gratefully received. And that gratitude swells up and returns to you. The circle of life, whole and complete. And in this knowing, I live and move and have my being, and I rest for one holy moment. Knowing there is more yet for me to do this day, gently now, easily, I bring my attention back to this place, to this now. I hold to this experience we have shared and join with you and pray as Jesus, our elder brother, has taught us when he said, as for you, pray therefore in this manner. Oh, was that out loud too? Yeah, okay. Just checking. So something shows up in your life in a big way. What is the very first thing you should do?
Give thanks.
Give thanks. What's the very thing we do most of the time? Oh my God. Right? Our jaw drops a little bit. We go, oh no. And we play a little Chicken Little sometimes. The sky is falling, the sky is falling, right? Oops. But fortunately, we're getting better at it, that when things occur in our life, we can immediately begin to give thanks right then, right now. And in doing so, you, as an individual, make a difference in our world. One of the challenges in our world is that there are those who think that fear and violence and intimidation works. May I humbly suggest they're wrong. They just are. Unless I buy in. And that's how you can make a difference this day. Fear not, for lo, I am with you always. That makes it easy. Fear not, for I will give you all the treasures of the kingdom. And that's not just for you and me, that's for everybody, even those who may not get it and are behaving in a way we kind of look at and go like this, a little judgment call there, but that's just kind of the way it is. It's part of our learning process. But the best thing we can do is immediately look for love. Love through it, look through it, whatever the circumstance is, and say thank you. Let me give you an example of, in the horror of what occurred, the thank you that goes with it. The very first bomb that went off was contained in this sense. The security personnel at that soccer match did a pat down. And when they hit that vest, they were prepared. The young man took 2 steps back, blew himself up. He had a ticket for the event. He did not get inside where the 50,000 people were. God was there, protecting all, even though it doesn't appear that way. Right? Sometimes we need to look for those little tiny things within the picture of it and say, yes, God was there and is there here right now in my life. And because I know that, I don't need to react in fear. I can rather respond in love and honor those who stand up and say, I'll go first. Willing to stand up and move. A friend of mine was also a pastor. He's in Florida. We chat regularly. He and I are very different in many respects. But we had interesting backgrounds. We were both in the military, Marine Corps. We were both in law enforcement. And when we were talking the other day, he said, you know, we need to start changing our languaging. And I went, I agree with that. Because when I first went into the business of what we currently call law enforcement, I joined an organization called the California Peace Officers Association. I understand that because that's what I did as well. And then when I moved to Nevada, I didn't join a LEO group, LEO standing for Law Enforcement Officer. No, I joined the Nevada Peace Officers Association. So maybe we need to focus on that. I'm not here to force anything. I'm here to bring peace and understanding. to bring harmony, to bring order to that which appears to be out of order. But it's a mindset. And the mindset is, fear not. Fear not. Trust in me. Believe in me. And as we say in the military, I got your six. Right? I got your back. And your front and both your sides. That's just Rob's addition. Right? And in that moment, as I do that, it may not appear as if a huge change took place, but it did. In me and in you. And that's how we change our world. One thought, one step at a time. Those things that I believe to be true aren't. There was a great picture I saw today, a picture of our Earth taken from space. And the caption on it said, "I don't see any borders, do you?" I love that one. I don't see any borders, do you? No, there are no borders. I have a doctor friend who says, and guess what? Once you get past this outer expression, inside we all look alike too. Well, of course it makes sense. Why? From our perspective, I was created, you and I were created in the image and likeness of God. One. So we may have different aspects of expression, but we're all part of the one. And we just need to learn how to grab hold of that, understand that, and then live that. And I know I've shared this with you before. It's one of those Rob's still working with. When Jesus said the poor will always be with us. Why did he do that? Well, what he was talking about is from a human perspective, we will make decisions based on our input, which is what? The five senses. If I believe everything that comes this way to me from the five, I react. And that's what Jesus was talking about. P.S. Let me give you a hint on how we can make changes. And 2,000 years later, we're still going, oh, give me the hint. I need it. Here it comes. You ready? Breathe. That's the first one, because if you're not breathing, the rest is kind of irrelevant. Breathe. Love one another, even as I love you. Love one another, even as I love you. Now that's pretty hard when you look at a picture and you go, man, how do I love that? Well, you don't love the picture. What are you loving? Look through it. Look through the picture. To the good that is there, love that. And that's not easy to do. We're not trained to do that because that's not part of our five senses. But that's how you make a difference. You look right through it. You take a look at that, what's going on in your world, and you say, I have a choice to make right here, right now. What would my choice be? My choice is to what? Love one another even as I love you. And then I can take the fear piece away, because regardless of appearance, life is eternal. So there may be transitions from one form to another. But life is eternal. Once I know that, then the fear goes away. Because now it's not unknown. See, that's what our psychology brethren tell us, is we have this fear of the unknown. Okay, then education becomes the answer. You make a difference when you know that which Jesus knew, and practice, now it's tougher, what Jesus knew, that life is eternal. Regardless of the appearance, we are one. He said it that way too. The Father and I are one, you and I are one. We are all one. Once we understand that, we then begin to bridge this gap of them and us and start to move forward. And every time something happens in my world, I'm getting better and better at it all the time. I try to bring it home. Shoom. Where in my thoughts and my feelings is there still inharmony, let's put it that way. I don't want to diss myself. There's still dis-ease, disorder. No, I'm going to get rid of the dissing. But somewhere in my thoughts and belief systems, I'm still holding on to some of that error thinking. That's the poor. Okay, let's have the opportunity to release them from that. One of the things that we picked up in this prosperity class, which is really kind of fun, is that as we talk about all the time, our prosperity is not just about our treasure, it's also about our time and our talent, and it's about our lifestyle. And the one thing that is common amongst people who are very, very successful in life is, in addition to their financial position, the first thing, believe it or not, is not finances. The first thing is peace of mind. Peace of mind. I got my job figured out. The second, still not finances, good health. The third, still not finances, successful relationships, good relationships with my peers, with my family, in my workplace. And then comes the financial piece, fourth on the list. It's fascinating, just fascinating. So we work at changing our thinking to get to that peace of mind. Part of peace of mind is letting fear go away, dissipating. So that I can see what shows up in my world and go, okay, have I made some choices in my lifetime that have pointed me in one direction or another, that when I got there I went, ooh, I don't think I want to be here very much longer. And the answer is yes, we've all done that. The grace is, and I have the ability to do what? Be born again by the renewing of your mind. I'll have to shift my thinking. So then I take back my power. This picture I was holding of they, them, has no power over me. Because I'm a beloved child of God. Breathe. I am a beloved child of God. Together. I am a beloved child of God. Breathe. This time you mean it. I am a beloved child of God. And now from the tips of your toes to top of your head. Together. I am a beloved child of God. Breathe. Oh, that's much better, right? Okay? And that's a practice. So when something shows up, practice that. And I added in our prayer today, and I added in my head, you are my beloved child in whom I am well pleased. And you could have a list, I have my own, but Rob, how could God love me because, and I have this list. And the nice thing is that God through Jesus didn't even see the list. I have this picture in my head that when they, according to the scripture, they brought the sick, lame, and lazy to Jesus to be healed. I don't think he even saw them that way. I don't think he saw any of the issues. I think he looked right to their heart and set up, this is how you make a difference, set up a zone, a circumstance, standing in this circle, it's really kind of fun, where the belief in oneness, the belief in wholeness, your true spiritual nature was so strong that you didn't have any choice. You bought in. Yay! And in that moment you are healed. And then you can step out of that circumstance and rewrite your own. Maybe I need to get back closer to that circumstance. Because my picture's not as good as this one. Yet. I'm working on it. That's how I make a difference, is I take that belief from the song. I believe in you. I believe in me. I have faith in you. I have faith in me, because it comes from within. And that's the other thing that Jesus taught us. God lives here. This is the truth of you, here. Move from here. And it begins with the lessons we have learned. To this picture and to my world, breathe. I say, I love you. Together? I love you. To this picture and to my world, breathe. I bless you. Together? I bless you. To this picture and to my world. I appreciate you. Together? I appreciate you. To each and every one of God's children, regardless of their skin color, their race, their creed, this is the truth. Breathe. I behold the Christ. Together? I behold the Christ. And in that moment, you made a difference. And for that, I thank you.
Thank you for listening. Please feel free to pass this message along to your friends and family. You can obtain additional audio tapes or CDs by visiting our website or by calling our office at 541-772-6902. We invite you to join us in prayer. We know that prayer works, and now you can send your prayer request to our prayer team here at Christ Unity Church by using the form on our website. The activities, programs, and services of this ministry are presented on a love offering basis. All gifts, regardless of size, are gratefully accepted. You may participate either by sending your gift to Christ Unity Church, 540 North Holly Street, Medford, Oregon, 97501, or by visiting us on the internet at www.unitymedford.org.